Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Aging and Spirituality Podcast. Today is actually Memorial Day. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Thank you to all the vets, to all the families who have served our country. God bless you. I'm Kathy Lee Taylor, and as you can see, I'm alone today, and that's because my partner became a grandmother for the first time last week. She's so excited, and everybody's balancing the new baby and the feeding schedule and the sleeping schedule or the no sleeping schedule. So we wish her all the best, and she'll be back real soon. Today, I wanted to just be a little more informal and just talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. And that is the idea of how to be creative. And more specifically, in this time of chaos, how do we continue to stay centered, create the things that we want in life without getting dragged into all of the chaos and turmoil that goes on when things are changing like they are in our world right now? So I'm going to outline my idea of what I think creativity really is, what it really means, and how I actually use that process in my own life to create what I want. So keep listening. I'm going to show you 3 ways to unleash your personal genius anywhere, anytime. Okay, if that sounds interesting, here we go. So I want to just start by saying that people have a different idea of what creativity is. And I want to clarify what it means for me so that you can understand why I'm saying the things that I do. Creation really means to bring something into existence. And oftentimes I find that people kind of confuse that process with something like serendipity, which is serendipity is a very amazing thing that does happen in our lives. It's kind of like a happy happenstance, a happy place where things just fall into place and they're like little miracles, but that's not what I'm talking about. Actually, creativity is something that it's a state you can cultivate within yourself that is very productive. And if you're on the right track in your life, really connected to your own purpose, then that productivity, that feeling of really getting what you want in life can also be very rewarding and very fulfilling. So remembering again that we are in times of chaos right now, we're experiencing a lot of upheaval, a lot of change. So it's even more critical to be aware of our own creative process and stay connected to that inner source. Creativity is really an opportunity that you can use when you're making changes and it's in a very chaotic environment. Chaos means that there's an opportunity there. Chaos is disrupting the patterns that we have. We're creating new terrains. And oftentimes when you talk to people, they sense that innate opportunity that is lying in that challenge, in that upheaval as things are changing. There's also that ability and chance to create from inside yourself at a very deep level what you think you want from the world, but also what you think the world needs. So this is what we're going to kind of talk about today. I'll give you some touch points on how to do that. What if the answer to dealing with a lot of the chaos that is going on in our world, your world as a result, is really to tap into the essence of who we are and use our creative abilities to birth new forms of being, new ideas, new products, new services. All of those things apply to this concept of what I'm talking about. It can also allow us to really assist in the evolution of the universe, if that's your calling, if that's what you feel is important to you. So, okay, that's my feeling and sense of what creativity is. I will give you three things that I think are things you can do on a daily basis that will help you stay connected to your own inner essence, and from there be able to create whatever is you feel called to. So the first thing is you really need to foster the right environment. And what I mean by that is being connected to your inner self, or what people call soul, is an important process that you need to do in your own life, whether that's through meditation, mindfulness, yoga, relaxation, however it is that you get that connection. That's important to do on a daily basis, especially right now. In doing that process and getting connected to the essence of who you are, your intuition is really a way to decide how to make decisions. So your intuition, it's really a sacred gift, your intuition. When they say to listen to your gut, it really is a gift because it can help you make the right decisions along the way for what you need to do in your life, while staying on the spiritual path and taking care of all of your own needs, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, whatever that is. So how do you know if you're using your intuition and using it appropriately? I have little markers for me that work, that tell me that I am effectively using my intuition. One of them is if I feel like I am using my innate skills and gifts when I'm problem solving, trying to create something, that makes me feel like I am connected to my essence. Those deep desires that I have inside of myself, the callings that I feel that are things that I need to create for myself in my life, or for my loved ones, or for my world. If I'm using what I'm really good at, my innate skills and abilities, then I know I'm connected in a way that's very powerful. If you don't know what your innate skills and abilities are, that's a really important thing to add into your cadre of things to get to do, because it's going to guide you in a lot of ways into what is right action for you. Help you connect to your calling, help you connect to your purpose. So if you don't do that, maybe we'll do a talk about how to get know what those deeper desires and skills and talents are. But for now, that's one of the key points of using your intuition. One of the other ones that I use is, do I feel fulfilled when I'm doing my work on a daily basis? No, it's no longer okay for me. It was for years to just do whatever it took to make money to pay the bills. That's not enough anymore for me. I can't do that. I have to do work that feels rewarding and fulfilling and productive in a way that I'm usually helping somebody else. So that feeling of being fulfilled in my activities is something that I look for, something that I help make my decisions to keep me on track. And then one of the other things that I look for in terms of using my intuition is, am I connecting? Because you can't succeed without that interconnectivity of being with other people. We are not islands. We are, a connected union of people on the planet. And oftentimes when we do succeed, it's because of the people that we meet and the opportunities that come from that. So do the values of the people and the projects you are involved in align with who you are, align with your values? Because if they don't, you're going to have nothing but struggle. I have had many jobs, many situations. And when I say jobs, I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. I spent about 15 years in high tech. So I've had jobs, but in any situation, whether it's dealing with a client or dealing with being in a job, If the values of the company and the people that I'm working with don't align with mine, it's going to be very difficult for me to feel productive and be creative. It's just not an environment that I can really thrive in. So, those are three things under the intuition um, mantle that I wanted to say. Look for those as key indicators that you are using your intuition and fostering the right environment for being creative, no matter what that means to you, whether it's writing, working, producing, you know, whatever it is in your life is that is creative. So step number 2 is to be curious, which if you're if you focus on creativity at all, you know that the natural state of being creative is to be in wonder or awe. Look at children. They're curious all the time. They don't have all the answers. God bless them. I would wish sometimes I could go back to that state fully of just, I don't know anything. I just start from ground one and I'm going to discover from where I am. But truth is, I can still do that. I can still be in an environment where I feel like I'm learning all of that time, all of the time, to wake up and be curious what is going to happen during the day. What exciting things are going to come into my world today? Who am I going to meet? What can I do to make my life and my world better? These are all attitudes. These are all ways of approaching your day in a way that you are encouraging that energy of manifesting through you, being of service, being available to that energy of your essence that wants to express. So, being curious, being in a state of wonder, being in a state of awe is really important. And if you feel like that's just kind of nebulous and you can't get there, start with gratitude. Gratitude will pop open your heart in a very short time. And if you can stay in that gratitude and really cultivate it, oh, now you're looking around at the trees and just in awe at the beauty. Now you're remembering the things that have happened to you in the past and just in awe about the truth of everything in the world. Now you're feeling really open and really receptive so that all the ideas that you can get can be new. You can receive new ideas that you've never thought about before, new ways of doing things that you've never tried before. So I don't care how old you are, because I'm up there, but I get new things that I want to try and do all the time. It keeps me going, it keeps me alive, and keeps me vital. So be open, be curious, think about the possibilities, think about when you have challenges in your life, how new possibilities could be the answer to those challenges. If you find like old habits and old thoughts are always popping up, just dismiss them, just let them go, and just remember to be open and receptive to new things. So being curious, just think about yourself like a little child, sitting by a lake or what would I say? What's it called? A brook, hearing the bubbling for the first time. Yeah, the amazing part of the world as you discover all the stuff that you don't know. There's so much more to discover all the time. So that's number 2 in the creation process that I like to do every day. Step number 3 is interesting because it is listening to your emotions. And emotions for me are a really important guidance system. They will tell you energetically where you are in the spectrum of creation. I mean, if you're feeling angry, sad, what else? I don't even like to think about the kinds of emotions that are really energy depleting. You're going to be unable to create. It's just, you can't create from a place of anger. That's for sure. You can create chaos. It's probably not what your intention is or what your soul wants you to create. And that doesn't mean that sometimes you don't get angry. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that oftentimes you'll have emotions and you'll have to stop and go, whoa, what is that about? My heart feels overwhelmed. I just had just a few minutes ago, Pupper came up to me and just was giving me so much love. And I was just so overwhelmed with how sweet and unconditional love from a dog can be. But it just made me focus right back in my heart and just feel like, wow, what can I do with today that will be amazing and help others? And guess what? Here I am recording a podcast on my own, which I didn't know I was going to be doing, but that's the newness in my world today. So I love that. So when you're experiencing emotions, always pay attention to them because they're oftentimes telling you, especially in critical times at gestures in your or points in your road where you got to choose to go this way or go that way. If you check in with your emotional guidance system, it will let you know every time. It's a very clarifying thing to do. So there you go. I wanted to talk about creativity, how that works. For me anyway, I mean, when you're really doing it right, doing the manifesting part of this right, it does feel magical. It does feel like it's coming from an inner resource, from the source that you are connected to. Your ego is not controlling it, your mind's not controlling it. The inner part of you that is connected to the universe is expressing. And oftentimes, if that feels blocked to you, you need to just, in this case, for example, using your emotions, just, get centered in your heart and just ask, what is my next step? Sometimes that's all you need to know. You don't, if you're planning something, trying to create something in your life, and it's a big project, which I'm involved in one right now, I know exactly what this is all, what this feels like in my life. My mind is always trying to take over and be able to put the plot points in the story and really drive the story to the end result, what I think is the goal in mind. But guess what? Creation happens way better and way more effectively when you break it down into simple next steps, because then you're paying attention to who you are, what it is your soul's trying to express, and how to get that done. And it will be revealed to you. I promise. There you go. I hope that helps you. Do I have a tip for the day about getting centered? I think gratitude's probably the biggest tip. Be grateful. Be grateful for this weekend, this country, the people who have served it for as long as they have, for all of us coming together, learning how to love each other again through this chaos, learning how to have a unified country in terms of how we treat each other. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your barbecues and your families and your loved ones. Bye for now.